What job contributes nothing to society? Predatory tow agencies. The ones with the little rectangular signs at the entrance to public parking lots that have 2,500 words on them in size 5 font, basically explaining that they can tow your car for any reason. Then you work in the fact that every shady condo landlord or strip mall owner is in bed with these dirtbags, obviously getting a kickback off every car they call in. Once they've got your car, you're fucked. You pay them cash only because they got your car. Think they towed you illegally. Neat. They're going to charge you storage fees every day while you try to fight them, so you better be certain you're going to win. And you don't have a car in the meantime. An average person cannot risk it. No legal business operation has a worse relationship with their customers. Every one of these places is staffed by the bitchiest teenager you've ever met in your life. Somebody's niece-nephew that is definitely being paid under the table, behind 6 inches of bulletproof glass and a reinforced steel door. They know you're going to be pissed. They're openly fucking garbage human beings, but they've got your car and you have to give them money to get it back. So fuck you. Last time I had to deal with one of these places, I got towed from my own apartment building with my resident sticker show. I called and asked them why they towed my car. They said I was parked on the lines. I asked them to send me a photo. They're legally required to provide one. Why did I ask for a photo? Because the spot I was towed from for parking on the lines doesn't have lines. The shameless fucking dirtbag still sent me the photo anyway and just changed the reason to we were contacted by the property owner and towed at his request. No reason is required. Oh, and the photo was time-stamped 11:55, pen-stamped 11:50, 5 pen. 5 minutes before midnight. So I had to pay for a day of storage fees. I bet the number of vehicles that get towed at 11:55 p.m. is about the same percentage as Steam users who are born on January 1. Don't forget, it's all exact change too. That'll be $345, please. Oh, you only have $340 or $360 because our atom only gives you increments of 20. I guess it'll be $360 then because we won't give you back anything. Absolute bastards. Yeah. When my dad died in a motorbike accident, his bike was taken to a tow yard like this. I needed power of attorney to be able to claim his bike, but my attorney said that it wasn't possible or applicable in the circumstances. It was just a way to refuse giving me back his bike. They sold his bike at auction after 30 days to pay for the storage costs. I never got his personal effects back. Fuck those guys. Seriously. Extended warranty call center. Akka scam call center. Telemarketing phone scammers. Admissions counselor for unaccredited school. I worked in an admission office for a traditional private accredited college just outside Boston after I finished grad school. I was mostly doing the email marketing for the office, but occasionally filled for in-person college fairs when someone was sick or we double booked. Most colleges are not for profit, meaning all of the money from tuition had to go back into the college. As an admission counselor, we were legally not allowed to get things like commission or bonuses based on enrollment numbers. I got a salary, and that was it. The other for-profit schools, which were unaccredited and for-profit, were basically sales reps. I talked to one of them who tried to poach me, and he specifically mentioned how much he earned each year from recruiting students. Just completely disingenuous and not in the best interest of the students. Someone has to send the acceptance email to every applicant. In the US, PBMs, pharmaceutical benefits managers. They drive up medical costs while simultaneously telling your doctor what you can't have. They make no contribution to your well-being and produce nothing of value. My wife was close to discharge after having a baby, but her blood pressure was a little high. Doctors prescribed some meds, retailed $250 for that, and insurance denied it. Doctor called insurance and told them without the meds, they'd be paying for an inpatient stay through a holiday weekend. They still said no. Goat Doctor found a much better deal, about $30, threw good drugs and moved our other prescriptions to a nearby pharmacy that took good rent. Morals of the story. Drug prices here are meaningless insurance, would rather pay for an inpatient stay than some pills because of their fuckery. They didn't have to pay for either of those things. I had no idea that this was a thing until I switched insurance, and for the first time in 20 years of being employed, I had some faceless jagoff telling me and my doctor that 2 medicines I take, prescribed and medically necessary, are ones they won't pay for because they don't think I need them. Are you kidding me? scum of the earth. The megachurch scam pastors, but I see them healing all those people on stage. Megachurches, period. I know that after my going away, oppressive wolves will enter in among you and will not treat the flock with tenderness. And from among you yourselves, men will rise and speak twisted things to draw away the disciples after themselves. Acts 20, 9:30. Telemarketing. How they stay in business is beyond me. No one I know picks up their phones for unknown numbers, and even my phone will warn me that they are a spam risk. In the off chance that anyone actually does pick up, the moment they realize it's just someone trying to sell them something, then they'll immediately hang up.
Who are they selling to?
Ticket scalper. Let's simplify this: scalpers. Journalists who write clickbait articles, page after page of deliberately prolonged text and ads. You'll never believe what she told the waiter. Click next to find out. Journalists who often troll Reddit in order to make articles about popular posts and call Reddit votes the internet. Such communities like Ramalicious Compliance and Ramicious Compliance and Ramathiasho. Those people aren't journalists, just soulless copywriters. Patent trolls, 100 legal, 0 contribution to society, just a person who has their hands out asking for money along the way. What is a patent troll? A journalist who compiles celebrity tweet reactions to current events. Those people who make long-winded Facebook videos, which promise a lot but where nothing happened. With this one simple trick, you can be rid of your problem. But before I show you the trick, I'm going to talk for 45 minutes and show you fake chalkboard drawings, and then tell you you need to pay for the trick. But it isn't a trick at all. It's just common knowledge, but now you're out $59.95, and I've made a bunch of money off of people's hopes. We're just going to lift this up and it's going to drip all over the cake. It's a 10-mine video. Multi-level marketing. I felt so foolish to have been convinced it wasn't pyramid selling. Yes, it is. Didn't cost me a lot, thankfully, but the fact I tried to get others involved was shameful. Boom. Mommy bloggers that put an uncomfortable amount of personal information about their kids on the internet. I saw a TikTok where someone pointed out that a lot of the content that parents think might be cute to share is stuff that pedophiles are saving and keeping for free. Televangelists. 2 words. Phone scammer. I got a call the other day and decided to talk to the guy a little bit. In the middle of his spiel, I interrupt him and I'm like, "Come man! Stop what you're doing. I know who you are and what you're all about." He immediately gets super pissed off and says, "If you know who I am, then why the hell did you take my call?" And hangs up. Imagine that. Being the type of person to call someone with the sole intention of stealing from them and then getting mad at them for inconveniencing you. Yeah, they can all take a long walk off a short pier. Fuck 'em. Edit. Words were wrong. I'd argue it's not a job. It's a criminal enterprise. But how else would you know about your car's extended warranty? Those YouTubers that make videos with a gameplay background and facts taken from other similar videos. I love that the Onion got on that train and started making up ridiculous AskReddit answers. Honestly, family bloggers, they just exploit their children, and it should be illegal. If anyone is looking for an answer that targets a respected profession, the answer is health insurance, prior authorization manager. These useless fucks are responsible for determining whether or not vital medical procedures or drugs are covered under an insurance, irrespective of actual medical advice and recommendation. If I'm not being clear enough, these fucking schmucks can substantially impact a patient's immediate or long-term health without having any medical knowledge themselves. They exist purely to save the insurance company money at the expense of the doctors, pharmacists, and patients' time, and often sanity. These fucking roaches will do anything to prevent the coverage of a non-formulary product or service, so long as any alternative exists, regardless of how effective it might be. For example, if you contracted hepatitis C, a prior authorization manager would carefully calculate how much money the insurance company would save putting you on a long-term course of drugs and procedures that would be a considerable time expense and may not even work for it. Just paying for the safe and effective course of drugs that is a known cure for the disease. Yes, your insurance company would happily let you suffer through years of ineffective treatment if it was just a little cheaper than forking over the money for a cure. In conclusion, power managers are roaches that exist for no other purpose than to waste the time of people actually trying to help others. Timeshare salesperson. The people hired by insurance companies to deny medical treatment requested by doctors. The fucking paparazzi, I really have never ever thought. Good grace, this paparazzi took a pic of a celebrity doing their private stuff. Truly gives insight of their interesting personal lives. They could all lose their job for all I care. Oh my God, look at this photo of a human being that more than 30 other human beings know. Look at them do and participate in things that human beings normally do. Aren't you shocked? So mid-2000s, my roommate or possibly cousin stole a tabloid from a salon and left it around the apartment. There was a 4-panel series of Queen Latifah getting a parking ticket. Shot of her approaching the car, picking up and reading the ticket, making eye contact with the paparazzo and absolutely grinning, getting into her car still smiling. Brings me great joy to this day. I'd lean more towards paparazzi for politicians rather than celebrities. Nigerian princes with checking accounts. I remember this quote about how in the future there would just be a man and a dog. The man's job is to feed the dog, and the dog's job is to keep the man away from all the machinery. The people who write long-winded articles with headlines that promise to reveal new info spend the whole article recapping info that is common knowledge and end with "we still don't have any updates. But when we do, we'll be sure to let you know." Example: Grom gives exciting update on Winds of Winter release. Date spends 12 paragraphs recounting how it's been 12 years since the last book was released, and how Game of Thrones finished before Martin could get Winds finished, and it's now been 4 years since Game of Thrones finished. The article ends with Martin still refuses to offer any estimate on the release date. The article's sole purpose is to get clicks on people Googling Winds of Winter release date. Apparently elected representatives in a lot of cases. I push shopping cart. Thank you for your service. You may be the one person who'll appreciate this story. Not long ago, when going to the grocery store, I saw a lady leave her shopping cart in one of the disabled spaces. Burned me up. So I go over with my walking cane and I grab the cart. I know this one lady did it, but I played it off. I looked over at her and said, "Can you believe some lazy fucker just left this sitting in a disabled space? What kind of monster would want a disabled space? What kind of monster would want a disabled person to have to move this before they could park?" Then I walked it over to the corral and limped on my cane back to my car while shaking my head. She had rolled up her window by the time I got back to my car, but it looked like her friend was giving her the business. Or maybe they were calling me an asshole, I don't know. Either way, it felt nice to tell her she was an asshole without saying, "Hey, you're an asshole." Username checks out brew. Performing in a commercial for a gambling company. Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator. Chief morale officer. Bomb blinker installer. Didn't know bomb came with blinkers. Must be a new feature. Scammer. Reddit admin. Who else is going to walk my dog? Whatever Kardashians are doing. Instagram influencer.